Before we unravel the silent tapestry of what might have been, let's journey into the heart of darkness itself, the Tyranids. Known across the war-torn expanse of the Warhammer 40K universe, these Xenos creatures are the embodiment of every civilization's nightmare. But who are they, and what drives their relentless hunger? Originating from the intergalactic void, beyond the known reaches of our galaxy, the Tyranids are a bioengineered superorganism, a collective of countless species, all bound to the will of the hive mind. This isn't just any consciousness, it's a singular, overwhelming desire to consume, adapt, and evolve. Each Tyranid is a piece of this larger entity, a cell in the body of an unimaginable cosmic predator. From the towering, monstrous carnifex to the swarming, insatiable hormagaunts, each Tyranid is perfectly adapted for its role. But their true horror lies not in their form, but in their function. Every world consumed is biomass converted into more Tyranids, an endless cycle of devouring and growth. They are not just killing, they are harvesting the very essence of life. Their adaptability is unmatched, a key to their survival and dominance. Facing a new threat, the hive mind evolves its minions in real time, crafting perfect counters to any resistance. It's a never-ending arms race, one where the Tyranids are always one horrifying step ahead. And advance they do, across the stars. Each hive fleet, a vast armada of bioships, represents an existential threat to countless worlds. They do not negotiate, they do not falter. They are relentless, a living apocalypse, driven not by malice, but by hunger. A hunger so vast, it could consume the stars themselves. In the grim darkness of the far future, where there is only war, the Tyranids are a galactic-scale reminder of our own mortality. They ask us a simple question: in the face of such insatiable hunger, such absolute destruction, what hope is there for the fragile empires of the galaxy? Could there have been another path, a different strategy that the Great Devourer might have taken? One not of open warfare, but of silent conquest. In a universe where warfare's clamor never ceases, silence becomes the most deadly weapon. Imagine, if you will, a different approach in the Tyranid arsenal, one not of overwhelming force, but of unseen whispers in the dark. The art of stealth, a path less trodden, yet potentially far more devastating. The Tyranids, masters of bioengineering, have always used genestial cults as their vanguard, infiltrating societies, undermining them from within. But let's delve deeper into a more refined, more sinister strategy. Stealth organisms, evolved not for the frenzy of combat but for the quietude of subterfuge, moving unseen, spreading chaos before the main swarm even senses the scent of prey. Picture creatures born from the darkest nightmares of espionage, their very cells woven with the fabric of shadow. Capable of slipping past the most stringent of defenses, these beings would sow the seeds of terror and confusion without ever revealing themselves. An entire world could be brought to its knees, paralyzed by fear and suspicion, and yet none would see the architect of their demise. Imagine the strategic implications. Key military outposts going dark without explanation. Supply lines mysteriously severed. Leaders and heroes vanishing into the night, their fates unknown. All the while, the population descends into paranoia, never knowing the enemy walks among them. This wouldn't just be warfare, it would be psychological torment. The brilliance of this strategy lies in its economy of force. Why waste countless lives in a head-on assault when you can cripple a world with a handful of shadows? Each act of sabotage, each whispered rumor, each unsolved mystery would erode the will to fight, long before the Tyranids reveal themselves in the skies above. As the planet's defenses crumble from within, the stage is set for the hive fleet's arrival. But now, the conquest is a mere formality, the world already defeated, not by the talons and teeth of the swarm, but by the fear and chaos sown by the unseen vanguard. In this scenario, the Tyranids' victory is absolute, their conquest silent but total. The art of stealth, a testament to their adaptability and cunning, opens a chilling chapter in the saga of the Great Devourer. A chapter where the galaxy's doom is not heralded by the roar of battle, but by the whisper of shadows. As we peel back the layers of this silent conquest, we will explore the next strategy in the Tyranids' arsenal, one that manipulates not just the bodies but the very wills of their adversaries. In a galaxy where the machinations of power are as vast as the stars themselves, every action, every alliance, every war is a move in the great game of dominance. What if the Tyranids, known for their mindless hunger, could engage in this game not as brute players but as master manipulators, turning the galaxy's countless conflicts to their own insidious advantage? Consider for a moment the Tyranids developing not just physical, but psychic organisms specialized in the subtle arts of influence and control. These psychic strains, far removed from the battlefield's carnage, would wield their powers in the shadows, bending the wills and perceptions of other races, inciting paranoia, discord, and ultimately, war. Imagine the possibilities. A whispered thought here, a nudge there, and rival factions suddenly find their ancient hatreds reignited. Alliances crumble under the weight of suspicion, and united fronts dissolve into chaos. The galaxy, already a powder keg of volatile alliances, becomes a fireworks display of conflict, each explosion furthering the Tyranids' silent advance. Behind the scenes, the Tyranid psychic agents would be the architects of despair, moving unseen through the corridors of power, their psychic signatures masked, their presence a mystery even to the most vigilant. As wars rage and resources are squandered on internecine battles, the hive mind watches, waits, and grows ever stronger. With the galaxy's defenders distracted and divided, the Tyranids' need for brute force diminishes. Why launch a costly invasion when your enemies are too busy tearing each other apart? This strategy of manipulation and psychological warfare would allow the Tyranids to consume worlds with even greater efficiency, each conquest a mere afterthought to the chaos preceding it. And so, the galaxy spins further into turmoil, unaware that its puppet strings are being pulled by an intelligence as cold and calculating as it is ravenous. The Tyranids, once thought to be mere beasts of instinct, reveal a capacity for strategy and manipulation that is perhaps even more terrifying than their hunger. As we contemplate the depths of this manipulation, we must ask ourselves, in the face of such cunning, what hope does the galaxy have? In the cosmic dance of predator and prey, the Tyranids have always led with their unparalleled ability to evolve. But let's push beyond the known, into the realm of what if. What if the Tyranids harnessed this power of evolution not just reactively, but as a form of preemptive warfare? An evolutionary arms race where they are always several deadly steps ahead. Picture the battlefield, not as a mere clash of forces, but as a laboratory for the hive mind. Each engagement, a test, every enemy, a challenge to be overcome. In this crucible, the Tyranids evolve with terrifying speed, creating specialized bioforms designed to counter the strengths and exploit the weaknesses of their myriad foes. Imagine facing an enemy that can morph its skin to repel last fire, grow thicker carapaces in response to artillery, or even develop electromagnetic pulses to disable advanced technology. The Tyranids' evolutionary warfare turns the galaxy's most sophisticated weapons into mere stepping stones on their path to domination. But this relentless adaptation goes beyond mere physicality. The Tyranids could evolve strategies, tactics, even forms of intelligence that are perfectly suited to undermine and overcome the galaxy's greatest defenders. From psychic null creatures designed to silence the warp talents of their foes to viral plagues that target specific species, the potential for targeted evolution is both boundless and horrifying. And what of those who stand against this tide of endless adaptation? For every strategy they devise, the Tyranids present a counter. For every weapon they wield, the Tyranids evolve a defense. This is not war as the galaxy knows it. This is survival in a universe where the predator has evolved to perfection. In the face of such relentless, adaptive aggression, traditional tactics falter, and hope dims. The Tyranids, through their mastery of evolutionary warfare, ensure that their conquest is not just possible, but inevitable. The galaxy's only constant becomes change itself, a change driven by the insatiable hunger and adaptability of the great devourer. As we stand on the brink of despair, we must ask, is there any strategy, any technology, any unity of purpose that can prevail against such a foe? Or does the galaxy's future lie in the shadow of the Tyranids' endless evolution? Join us as we explore the final piece of this speculative conquest, the ultimate weapon in the Tyranid arsenal. In the annals of the galaxy's history, countless weapons have been forged in the fires of war, devices of destruction capable of leveling worlds. Yet, in the shadows of what might have been, the Tyranids nurture a weapon not of steel or fire, but of mind and will. Let us unveil the pinnacle of the hive mind's arsenal, the ultimate weapon. This is no ordinary creature. It is a being of unparalleled psychic might, a superorganism whose very consciousness can bend the wills of entire planets. Its creation marks the culmination of the Tyranid's silent conquest, a weapon designed not to destroy, but to dominate. Imagine a force capable of extinguishing the flame of rebellion with a mere thought, of sowing loyalty where there was none, of turning steadfast enemies into unwitting allies. The presence of this psychic leviathan would be enough to quell any resistance, its will irresistible, its power absolute. With this ultimate weapon, the Tyranid's approach to conquest shifts from the visceral to the psychological, from battles fought in blood and fire to wars won in the hearts and minds. Whole worlds would surrender without a shot fired, their population subjugated, not by fear, but by an insidious form of love, a devotion engineered in the depths of their very souls. The strategic implications are staggering. Against such a weapon, conventional defenses are meaningless. Shields and fortresses offer no protection against an enemy that attacks from within, that turns defenders into devotees with but a whisper. The galaxy's last hope lies not in arms, but in shielding the mind, a task easier said than done. And so, the silent conquest comes to fruition, not with the thunder of guns, but with the silence of absolute control. This ultimate weapon represents the final evolution of the Tyranid strategy, a dominance so complete, it renders all opposition not just futile, but unthinkable. As we gaze into the abyss of what could have been, we're left to ponder the fate of a galaxy ensnared by an enemy unseen, unheard, but overwhelmingly present in every thought, every dream. The Tyranid's ultimate weapon is not just a tool of conquest, but a question posed to the very essence of free will. In this speculative journey through the shadows of a galaxy conquered not by force, but by the mind, we witness the terrifying potential of the Tyranid's silent strategy. But the story does not end here, for in the realm of imagination, the war for survival rages on.